I've put it back in the case. It's binding a little bit. I'm having some issues, and I realized something, so I'm going to have to go back and change one of my other videos or put a note in there or something. This cam is upside down. This flat, wide part is supposed to be facing out. So right now, this little thing rests on it sometimes and doesn't activate my sequence on my chimes. So I'm going to have to take it back out of the case, turn that part around. I'm glad y'all are learning something from all this. I believe I have it set right. There's a 15-minute. $30-minute. Morning. 45 minutes. And the hour. So the strike, when it hits this bigger bump on the cam, is what trips the rack to fall down. The pin has to be out of the way to let the rack fall down. So everything is working right, shutting off right. I did have to make some adjustments. I said before that this little thing right there that's turning the cam, that's got the pin on it that I broke off and had to replace, that it needed to be, the pin needed to be up so that this had time to fall down, and that is not correct. If you'll look, there's a little kidney bean shape to that cam. There's 2 grooves on it. Let me get it stopped. There's a groove down at the bottom and at the top. So when it stops, this post right here on this lever is in that bottom little divot of the kidney bean. Then when it goes into warning, turns a little more, and the post is in that top little divot of the kidney bean. Then when it actuates, it runs. You may have to, which I ended up having to do, was loosen this, take out the gear with the warning pin on it, and turn it 90 degrees around. It was not stopping at the right time. No matter where I set this cam, it was turning where the teeth were hitting again because it wasn't shutting off right. It also wasn't shutting off right on the gong. This star wheel right here turns your gong. And so if your warning pin hits your shut off at the top of this right here too soon, and this little lever is stuck on one of the stars right there, your chime is stuck up in the air part way, which, since these 3 are all connected, if it's held up in the air a little bit, these other ones aren't going to hit your chime rods. You're going to adjust them down to try to get sound out of all 4 of them, and the actual problem is right here, this lever right here for this star wheel. So more things to adjust, but you can do it. I managed to get it done. You can get it done too. Good luck, everybody. If y'all have stuck with me through thick and thin, I finally got this clock working right. I have. If you'll notice, they put little marks on this case from the face. They've got screws that hold this silver piece onto the brass piece, and they're just long enough that when you screw the plate on, it makes a little mark so you can tell how your minute is doing and whether your time is going off at the right time. So I have managed to get it going off at the right time. With my finger pushing it, it's a little bit late because I have more force than what the wheel's going to have turning it. So sometimes I overshoot. But with it turning itself, it's going off right at the quarter-hour mark, which is nice. It's not an essential, but I mean, you're mostly going to be listening to it. You don't stare at a clock constantly, but it's nice if you can get it close. And then the hour. It went into warning. When I got it all put back together, this was my problem. It worked fine. All the chimes were going off and on when they were supposed to. It was turning off when it was supposed to. It was signaling on the quarter hour when it was supposed to. It wouldn't work on the hour. Wouldn't lift it high enough. No matter how much I adjusted the lever that falls off the hurricane pin to make it lift higher, it wouldn't work. So I want to show you what I did to fix it. Got everything adjusted. I can get it to my mom now. I'm excited. I'll put the face back on, but I want to show you the one part and what I had to do. Let's zoom in. Let's see if I can get it a little bit lower. Can't remember how to get it lower. This one, I believe. Sorry, guys. Okay. We'll just have to go from here. This piece, no matter how I adjusted it, was loose. Sometimes it would be pushed in, sometimes this would be pulled out, and the little hurricane would go behind it, especially on the hour. What it ended up being was this little round part that goes on this post. Let me get this out of the way so you can see it better. There's a little round part behind the spring, then there's the spring, then there's the E-clip. The round part was not really attached to this anymore. I could hold the round part and wobble this lever back and forth, and that's what it was doing when it would turn. Like sometimes it would pick up and sometimes it would go in front of it, and it was all over the place. I put a drop of super glue on there. Now the post, not the post, but the round part of this lever that is supposed to be attached to the flat part of the lever is again, and everything is working like it's supposed to. So look at that. If you guys, have an issue with your clock not going off when it's supposed to, try not to turn your clock hands backwards. That's the biggest thing I can tell you, because when you do, if it's in warning, you're jamming that hurricane into this little lever tab, and that's what bends everything and gets it out of shape. So like I said earlier, good luck, y'all. Hope this helped. Happy clocking. Alright, face back on. Everything working good. I am so excited to be done with this clock. I've never done a clock like this. It's basically a grandfather clock in a small case. adjusted the chimes off camera. If you have any questions, if you're having issues with your chime, I had to adjust some things because sometimes one chime would be sticking up in the air at the beginning of the movement when it's supposed to be making sound. Sometimes there'd be one stuck up in the air at the end of the movement. So if you have any questions about that, just message me on the video. I'll answer you. I can call and talk with you, whatever you need. We'll get it worked out. So yeah, after getting the chime issue worked out, I did not adjust them on video, each individual chime lever. You need to have them pretty much level with each other, evenly spaced apart from each other so that they're not hitting each other. And then raise them possibly between a quarter and half an inch and drop them onto the chime rod, and it should resonate. It should not be a dull thumpy sound. It shouldn't stay in contact with the chime rod. It should bing off of it and raise back up a little bit so that there's an echoing sound, so that it's melodious and not dull. If you have any issues, like I said, just message me. This is a very challenging clock. Love it. Peace out.